What the heck does it mean to own your power? I'm Jenny Halla, and I'm grateful that you're here to join me for another episode, another adventure, another connection point of Soul Chats. This is a place where I want to be able to bring in conversations that are on my heart, on my mind, on my soul, that perhaps are on your heart, your mind, and your soul. A place where we can come together, where we can connect, where we can go deeper on different topics and explore. Because I am someone who is a yes and person in many cases. And sometimes there's a lot of nuance out there in the world. I don't know everything. I know what I know until I don't know it. And today, I'd like to unpack and chat a little bit more about what the heck, or what the bleep, what the F does own your power mean? Especially because this is a concept that gets used and talked about a lot, including on my website. I mean, if you haven't been to my website before, then head on over there. Not now, but soon. It's my full name, Jenny Holla, JeniHolla. And on the very main page, it's me with my hands up in the air. And it's like, oh, there's mountains behind me. And it's like, own your power. What the heck does this mean? I get it. There are so many terms and terminology that is used that a lot of times has different nuance and meaning to different people for different reasons. And I'm even going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to add another term that gets used a lot and made fun of a lot in the coaching world and the marketing world is live your best life. Now, I do understand that to a certain degree, these are terms that are a little more potentially fluffy, I guess, in some ways. Live your best life and own your power. Because people are like, what the heck does that mean? And at times they're terms that can be highly overused. So what happens when these terms come around is that a lot of times we turn off from them, and I get it. I get it. And just straight up here, one thing that I have struggled with my entire career is that like the terms that I've wanted to use the most to explain the work that I do and the depth and the work that I do and the transformations that I provide, fortunately tend to be the words that can be kind of fluffy because I have for so long said like live your best life because it's true. Like I'm living my best life in so many ways. And I believe that you can too, but that's not why we're here. Own your power. Here's what I'm going to do is because we're in a soul chat. In a way, this can kind of be viewed similarly to a masterclass, except for I'm not teaching directly. I'm teaching more indirectly through having a chat and sharing experience. And so, what own your power means to me. And this is what I've seen for myself and for clients that I've worked with and other people within the spiritual community that I've had chats with who are on a similar wavelength is that it's really when we're able to trust ourselves and trust our own intuition and are willing to go internally for our own advice, guidance, resources, answers, power. While I understand that sometimes it's very powerful to have community around us, and it's important for us to be able to have conversations and bring in external ideas and external thoughts, and perhaps have external people or situations or things challenge our thinking. One of the things that I think that a lot of us do over and over and over is we forget our own power. We forget our own sovereignty. We forget our own ability to go inside for the answers. And we outsource those answers to other things. And so for me, there are many layers to owning your power. Some of the layers are around personal development and soul growth and really learning more about yourself and learning how to navigate the different triggers of life. Because I believe, and what I've been practicing for some time here, is that as I come across different things that trigger me in life, I dive into them and I explore a bit and I get curious. What's this about? Because in order for me to be able to be a leader, a coach, a guide, and mind you, a leader for leaders, for me to be able to hold the capacity to lead others who are meant to lead and impact, me, you, all of us, it's important for us to be able to have this wider range of capacity. I wanted to say electrically, but what I'm trying to say is both energetically, mentally. Um, yeah, we'll stick with those two for now because the other words I'm saying aren't making sense. It's almost like a mashup of words or that I'm thinking aren't making sense. So for us to be able to hold capacity for change and impact for others, it's important that we are able to do that while still being grounded, while being clear, while being able to find our own peace in the chaos, for us to be able to be a pillar of strength and to be able to maintain our clarity within our own selves. Now, one thing I want to say, and I want to be very clear, because when it comes to social media, videos, and content like this, I cannot possibly cover all of the different scenarios and all of the different things that can describe all of the different nuances. It is impossible to do that on one short video or one little chat. One thing that I know to be true is that the more we are able to find that internal spot, that internal place, to be able to access the internal place of grace and ease, perhaps inner peace, the more we are able to stand on a boat that's rocking, even if the waves are high and there's water splashing on the boat, the more we're able to stand firmly on that boat, despite the way that it's moving and rocking, despite the fact that our feet or our legs are getting wet, that we are able to stand strong in those moments, to stand tall, to stand firm, to stand grounded, despite what's going on. Now, I'm going to say that this isn't always possible because there's going to be new layers and deepening of understanding of different things. For me, in my journey, especially here recently, I'm going to actually back up a little bit more, is that ever since I can remember, I've always been into personal development, growth, and wanting to learn more about myself and grow and get better in my career and learn more from people. I've always been very curious and very inquisitive. And here over the past 2 years, and even more specifically over the past year for me, my growth has rapidly accelerated. It's as if everything in my life leading up to these past year and a half has brought me to a place where it was like hop on board or I don't know, we're gonna drag you along, you know. And so I'm like, okay, I'll hop on board. And it's been tough and it's been challenging. And I have faced so many things. I have faced so many things. And I also believe that I've been trained my whole life to come into this place. Perhaps similar to you. Nothing that you've done up to this point has gone unnoticed. Every single thing that you have experienced, that you have gone through, that you have faced, that you have overcome, or perhaps that you're going through right now, continues to bring opportunities for you to remember your power, to remember who you are, to be able to tap back in to all of the incredibleness that is inside, all of it. And I say this from such a place of conviction for my own life that for me, owning my power, and I'm actually going to repeat something that I shared for a friend of mine who, her name is, what's her last name? Her name is Leanne. Let me pull up her last name really quick to make sure I'm quoting it. To go to her whole profile. Leanne, I don't remember her last name right now, but on Instagram, she's Mind, Body, Breathe with an underscore. And here recently we were connecting because we met at a retreat, and she looked at my new website and I've got that Own Your Power right on the top. And she's like, oh my God, I talk about the same thing. And she has started and created an Own Your Power movement. And it's interesting because so many of us are doing a lot of similar work or complementary work to be able to help others to recognize who they are, to get more confident, to be able to shift into mindsets and shift into different places so that essentially we can feel more confident to take the steps forward to go after the things that we desire. And so anyway, she asked me to be a part of her Own Your Power movement, and just sharing a short little phrase on video. And I don't think my video is released yet. So perhaps this is a little sneak peek before that comes, because I want to bring it into this conversation, is that I believe what I said was I own my power when I'm willing to feel powerless. What does that mean? Well, for me, what it's meaning and what I'm coming to learn more about this is learning how to release control. Control of the outcome, control of needing it to be a certain way, control an expectation of wanting it to unfold in a certain timeline, my timeline. It's almost as if something I've talked about before, learning how to let go and release also brings the most clarity and grounding and growth and power. And in this context, power does not mean ability to rule over others or to force or coerce others into something. It's not exerting my power in a way that is dominant or in a way that forces others to comply. No, it's a misuse of power. Owning your power in the context of the world in which I'm meant to make an impact on. And if you're connecting with this video, then perhaps you're a part of this world too, whether we walk side by side with one another, or if I am able to be there as a guide for you to impact you in your life and your transformation, or perhaps it's the other way. Maybe I'm meant to guide you for a bit, you guide me for a bit, or maybe you're only meant to guide me. Whatever way in which you came into my world, into this moment, into this video, into this experience, the context in which I speak of owning your power, it is about that inner strength. It's about the belief and the trust that you are supported. It's about being able to tap into the unlimited resource of energy within and without, and to be able to tap into all of the infinite resources that you have available to you at all times. To be able to stand confidently in expressing who you are and the impact you're here to make. It's about trusting yourself and being willing to deepen that trust, trusting your intuition and leaning in and leaning back in into the memory of who you are. you came here to be. Owning your power is more than a cute catchphrase. It's more than something handy to have on a website to get you to buy my program, or enroll in my class, or hire me as a coach. Could probably do a whole nother video on this. I'm just going to touch on it now. At this point where I'm at in my journey, marketing really drives me crazy. It really does. And it's this game and this dance that we play because our minds need to understand what it is that we're moving into. Not all of us, because some of us make decisions with our intuition or our bodies. So, just generally speaking, especially if I'm going to connect with people who are overthinkers and A-type personalities who are used to making decisions with their mind and want to move more into the intuitive space and trusting themselves and trusting their intuition. Like, I understand that there's a place for the words and the structure to be able to connect and clearly articulate what it is that we're doing. And then there's also this place that the language my clients speak and the people that I'm meant to work with, to where the cheesy or overused or I don't understand what that means, like own your power, where that fits, because there's a sense, there's an understanding that you have in your life and your definitions of what that means to you. And perhaps it's really about finding that place and more of that clarity as you're able to add more language into the feeling that you already feel. Perhaps it's this fire within, this calling within your belly or within your heart or within your soul, inviting you, beckoning you, like asking you to like step in and own who you are. Like, I don't have any other words besides this, because this is what it means to me, and this is what I've seen it mean to my clients. And one of the ways that I'm demonstrating my ability in this now moment, based on my life experience and where I'm at and who I am today, is owning my power by being willing to speak from a place deep inside. There's a saying that was shared with me as I was developing my soulful speaking talents, and I continue to go deeper in this, by my soulful speaking coach, Lori Smith. She said, "Speak from your ass." This is me doing my absolute best today, speaking from my ass and owning my power and speaking to a screen where nobody is there right now. Meaning, I've opened up my computer and I'm speaking into the nothingness, and I'm doing it from a place of conviction, knowing that these words are going to land on the right person or people who are meant to hear this message, where these words activate you in a way that call you back in to yourself, into owning your power and owning your truth, and really leaning into what that means for you. I find it interesting that for me, this video only feels like it's been like 3 or 5 minutes, and it's wild that it's been almost 20. If you feel the same, then I would say that we absolutely resonate and we can go deep together, and in whatever way that we're meant to work together, whether it be as collaborators, as coworkers, as two souls on a journey together, whether you pay and invest in something with me or I pay and invest something with you, or whatever way we're meant to work together. There's something special about resonance. There's something special about when we're able to individually, I'm trying to find different words versus the ones I've used a million times in this. So, where we individually are able to come back within and tap into our own resources, and be in a group of other like-minded people who are doing the same, imagine how incredible that would be. When you own your power, when you come back home to yourself, when you tap in, when you get out there in bigger ways, when you share what's on your heart, whatever that means for you, your impact in your beingness, in the fullness of your beingness, is like a ripple effect. It goes out, ripples and ripples and ripples and ripples. This concludes our soul chat for today. I look forward to seeing you on our next soul chat. And if you found this one to be interesting, formative, exciting, powerful, inspirational, whatever it is, I invite you to subscribe or follow or whatever it is on the platform, because I do have this on many platforms right now as I'm testing out where I really want to hang out and which social media platforms I really want to be on. So wherever you are, like, subscribe, follow, all that crap. And like what on YouTube, it's like smash that like button, subscribe, whatever. That's, you know what to do. And I'll join you on the next one. I look forward to connecting with you further. And if you'd like to stay in contact, I invite you to join my email list. You're going to get, I say weekly-ish, channel message from the Akashic Records. And I'd love to have you a part of that soul fam that's on the other side of the social media world. Sending you so much love. I'll connect with you soon. Bye.